Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCupTV. Be your epic and awesome caster and host Fitz here, and you guys are tuning to iCup Clan League Season 20, Week 2 Division A between Disturbed Minds and versus Insanity Without Limits, which is also shortened to iwL. Now competing for iwL, it will be Insanity Without Limits Dealer. And try saying that 3 times fast, and that will be the blue protest spawning on the top right. As our blue Protoss. Spawning in the bottom left, bottom right, excuse me, will be the teal Protoss. So actually, it's going to be a little confusing with the colors, but regardless, it will be Disturbed Minds KisS. So that will be our teal Protoss, which means it will be a PvP, and the map is Fighting Spirit. And before I get into what these players are and their statistics, with the short statistics I have of both these players, I want to quickly talk about sorry about my Gatorade, but the map is Fighting Spirit. My most hated map, but a lot of Brood War people in the a lot of people in the Brood War scene love this map. It's the most played map in the scene at the moment since since 09. It's pretty much this has been the most consistent map in ladder. You have a standard, you have a huge main, you have a standard ramp. Your natural is pretty easy to secure. Now the important note to know of the geographics of this map here is now most people would go for a fast expand or what have you because the rush distance on this map is pretty gosh darn huge. So, and are we going to be seeing that? No, we're going to be seeing standard going off with that. But regardless, before we figure out what either player is doing right now, this ramp, what will happen is that the unit when the player feels like they're ready to push out, they can push up on this ramp here, which pretty much gives them free reign over their third, because pretty much there's only the way to attack the third is off this ramp, which you can put down pylons and supply depots and sunkens and evo chambers and bunkers and what have you. But now talking about the actual game itself, and otherwise there really isn't that much. You have a pretty open area, and in PvP, you know, it's not open areas, small chokes really don't. I mean, since this is a mere matchup, both players really have the same advantage in either geographic position here. But we're going to be seeing standard cybercore coming out of both players, I believe. Yep, we're going to be seeing a little bit faster cybercore coming out of KisS here, but nothing extremely terrible. Where is actually this is starting to look kind of bad. Where is the cybercore? What is he producing? Oh, he's producing zealots. This might be actually the push. This might be seeing what we see in the if you guys only tune into Clan League, I'm also doing a D-ranked individual league here, and what was happening is what happened was they got a 3-minute cybercore, which is around this time. Now, this might be, I don't know if this is becoming more standard in PvP, but we saw Squishy in those series before, which is the last series I casted. Squishy went and got a 3-minute cybercore. Now this was around 15 seconds before then. But if we see 2 more gateways and we don't see an expand coming up and we see Citadel coming up, you know, fairly soon with charge, that's gonna be a 3-gate push, which has beaten a standard 3-gate goon. So we'll see if that's going to work. And but both players are getting a heavy zealot count, so it's interesting to see that how it's playing out. Nope, well, we're going to be seeing Robo Facility actually will be the choice of that. Now, ooh, that's sneaky shenanigans going down there. It looks like KisS is going to be going for some kind of proxy DTs. Now, granted, this could do some damage if he's going Reaver Tech. Now, I know a lot of times that I might butcher on players from not getting the observer because they get observer tech and then support bay. But in this scenario, this is where you would want to go observatory first, just to make sure DTs are not coming by space. But we'll have to see, though. I mean, KisS is gonna be coming across the map right here to the north, coming from the north side, and doing some aggression. It's not really gonna do too much, as there is a Dragoon there and 2 Zealots of his own, so really that Dragoon in the pack is just going to help do that extra more DPS here. But no, we're just going to be seeing a fast observatory actually, so no even kind of Reaver drop, which is interesting. But he just may know about the standard timing anyway, but oh, he actually got wind of this though. Very, very well played by a dealer here, and I'm surprised by this. Now, for APMs of both these players here, Dealer, who's the blue Protoss team, mind, is averaging 235 versus the 305 coming out of KisS here. So we'll have to see if that's going to play a significant role in this game. But he's going to like just lose these two Zealots here. Why is he letting that happen? Why? Why, KisS? Why would you let that happen? Why would you fodder two Zealots that you don't really have, right? That you can't really afford to lose at this point in time? And I think, you know, just Dealers just has a really good defensive position against this DT. Did see the proxy, did see hidden tech. And now if we're looking at the base of KisS here, he has nothing. He's off of 1 gate. He literally has 1 gate compared to the 2 gate. Oh, the DT might be able to get a window. No. He has 1 gateway. He would, and this is the problem. What I mean, he went Forge. He went 1 gate DT. I've never seen this before, but pretty much what we saw KisS do here is that we saw pretty much a 1 gate DT expand, pretty much 1 gate proxy DT expand. Now the hope was that that DT was gonna be able to stall for a lot of time for this expansion to come out, which isn't the worst scenario. But here's what we're seeing: a player like Dealer, like we're seeing here, has been able to pretty much, you know, knows PvP in such a way that they know, something's wacky going off. I don't see that many stuff on the ramp here, so there's probably something crazy going on. Maybe DTs, maybe Reaver drop, but got up in an observer anyway, and that got hard countered. And the problem with that cheese is now you want to do so much damage off that 1 push right there, and now it's just gonna put him way behind. He's gonna have 4 cans. I think he'll be okay for right now. 4 cans will be proving to be really, really annoying here. And he might lose a Dragoon here. I don't know why I try to go in right here. There's just not enough stuff coming out of a Dealer right here, but he might be able to just snipe off these tech buildings as they're completely vulnerable, and that's exactly what he's going to do here. And if Storm gets, he's going to target fire the pylon, and Storm's going to be that much more delayed here. And if he knew about that Storm timing, I don't even know. But if he just knew about that, oh my goodness, that's a very, very nice victory coming out of Dealer here for sure. Dealer is pretty much in total war mode at this point in time, off of 1 Robo and off of 3 gate Dragoon, which is pretty, you could get a 4th gateway, but, you know, at that point in time, it might just be too much. But we're going to be seeing, let's see what's the supply count. We're seeing 61 supply to 34. So, looking at that, that's nearly double what Dealer has double the supply count at, compared to his other Protoss counterpart. And just finally starting to get up, we're getting up his second Templar Archives here. And if I think either one, Dealer wants to do one of 2 things here. Either A, he's in a really good position. He could either continue going to total war mode, which means, if you guys didn't know what World War II was, pretty much it's just a term that means like all the resources of a certain nation goes to the war effort, which I'm saying is pretty much war effort, pretty much meaning all the Dragoon, like pretty much non-stop production of units here. But here we go. Will Dealer ever have to break down this cannon? Well, that is a lot of cannons though. And will it be enough though? He does not have Storm, keep in mind. And it looks like he's trying to morph into an Archon, but you know, too little, too late. It's not really going to be do too much. And this is the problem when he had those tech buildings so far off. And I think he's just going to be able to go in here, and he might be able to just force a GG coming out of KisS here. And the probes are trying to get in the best of the action as he possibly can. Going to start trying to drill with the probes here. Proven to be so far pretty effective here, but he has taken severe economic damage from even trying just to drill here. Here come the drones, the probes back here. But at the same time, we're going to be seeing more Dragoons being raised here, and just continuing to kill off all these cannons here. And has lost, you know, quite a few of the Dragoons here. He may want to start reinforcing this, but he has no answer to this. Now, the best bet is to try to probably get a pump out of DT to see if he can do something, which is exactly what he's going to be doing here. But when I can take that back, he actually has his own observer. Now, back at Dealer HQ, we're still seeing the same tech. So he's in total war mode. He's not taking an expand. He just wants to end. He just wants to kill KisS out of this game outright and probably just go on to a game number 2. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing here. KisS, we're seeing 21 supply to 65. And if you're looking at the probe saturation, look at this base compared to the main of Dealer here. And also we're seeing an expansion coming out of Dealer right now. Finally seeing that expanding. Here comes, he's going to be going to the main here. DT will be slicing away though, but not going to be enough here. And probes are really not going to be able to do too much here, as Dragoons are pretty good against probes, because probes aren't really that good against pretty much anything anyway. Almost they're drilling significantly or efficiently, but we're just not really seeing that. There's just too many Dragoons here, and he's just Dealer's just gonna be able to go right through this, and probably just gonna be able to step off that. And Storm never finished, keep in mind, and Range never finished for his Dragoons there. And what we saw there, KisS, we just saw that Dealer was able to scout you out, my friend. Nothing that you really did significantly wrong. I think he went the wrong build. I don't agree with your build because I don't think you want to go. I don't think you want to go heavily rely on your opponent being bad or not anticipating detection, because that means you're pretty much guaranteeing that you need to guarantee damage to do that to get your expand up. So in a way, I don't know. It just seems a little awkward to me that you would go that build, especially on this map. You could get away with it, I guess, due to the rush distance, but it's a PvP. I mean, let's be honest here. Your opponent's going to do some form of aggression, either a 2-gate, a 1-gate, a 3-gate, whatever you have, or 4-gate. It doesn't really matter what they're going. They're going to put a pressure on you, and putting out a DT is a good idea. But if you're just going mass DT, or you're going a 1-gate DT expand with a proxy, with all your tech proxied, with your Forge, with pretty much even with your Cyber Core, I think is what it was actually out there as well, and that's potentially getting, sniped off here. Maybe it was further away. Maybe find a better proxy location that might have looked very, very differently here. But we just saw Dealer caught sight of that, and you can't really hide the fact that you're going 1-gate DT, because you just have A, minerals for the cannons, A for cannons, B for your Nexus, and C, they're gonna realize, hey, I might not be able to get my probe in there, but I can always see you have two Zealots and a Dragoon there. Huh? What is he doing? Probably Reaver drop or DT. So I'm gonna get up an observer and figure what the heck you're doing. So that's it's just the response, what your protest opponent's gonna do here. Pretty much just counteract your build anyway. So I think it's just counterproductive to go that. But hey, if you're gonna go for it, go for it. Anyway, because you don't want to mix up your build mid game, because that tends to be really bad. And we just saw, you can just see the resources here. And we can just see nearly about a 2.5k difference in score here. And minerals, we see about a 2k difference as well. Gas was actually fairly even for this game, but we see total spent here. Dealer spent around 3k more than KisS could actually do, because, KisS wasn't able to macro as efficiently, because, he didn't have he was using his probes to actually attack. And ultimately took some severe economic damage. So, thanks you guys for watching. So that means iwL has successfully won game 1 between the series number 1 between Disturbed Minds, KisS, and Insanity Without Limits Dealer here. So we're going to go on to game number 2, and we're going to see if KisS can come back for another thing here. So that ends this VOD. I'm just going to quickly go cap over, if you guys are just tuning in to week number 2 here. Just to recap over week 1, Disturbed Minds played Noob's team, and Disturbed Minds lost. So I'm hoping Disturbed Minds is going to win this series, but we'll have to see here. And other news is that I only have 3 series for you guys, just because, lack of replays like it always has been. We're just not seeing that many replays. I got DM versus KisS. And I got Disturbed Minds KisS versus Insanity Without Limits Dealer, which we're doing now. We have Disturbed Minds Wands versus Finito versus Insanity Without Limits Finito. That will be a PvZ. And then we're gonna have a PvP between Disturbed Minds Pornstar, which I've seen a player named Pornstar way back, probably 3 or 4 months ago now. And that was when my casting was iffy. I was kind of dull-ish. It was still pretty hyper. I was still loud, but not as enthusiastic. And one of those casts was probably at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is probably another reason why it's kind of quiet. But regardless, and that's gonna be Pornstar versus Insanity Without Limits Funny. So that'll be interesting. So, thank you guys for watching this VOD. We'll be going on game number 2 very, very shortly. Okay, thanks guys, and have a nice day. Peace.